Good afternoon from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. Excuse me. It's 1:59 p.m. on the 27th of May 2024, and today is Monday. So I'm sitting in the garden. It's an absolutely exquisite day, and I've been watching YouTube videos by Dr. Ammon Hillman, who he's actually a Satanist, I believe, but anyway, of some version. But he's a scholar of ancient Greek texts, and makes some interesting arguments about the source field of basically my religion, Judaism, and by extension Christianity. And quite frankly, it's all very interesting and elucidating, but yeah, educational. I like to educate myself about everything, because at the end of the day, and the end of your life, when you take your soul wherever you go to in the next dimension, but even on here on planet Earth, knowledge is power. Knowing what you're dealing with and what your roots are and where we all really come from, where we're all going to, it's all kind of semantics really, I guess, at the end of the day, because no one ever comes back to tell us what it's like in the afterworld. But all these mythologies and religiosities are of deep interest to me, and always have been. Even in childhood, I was raised that way, I guess. And anyway, so I've been watching his video and listening and taking great interest and thinking about my own personal life experiences, and as I often used to ask my own self and my own God, where is God in all of this? Seems a little bit fickle and unfair and capricious, but that's to our human minds, I guess. She's very smoochy today. I've tried to give her some worming medicine. She won't have it. Refuses to drink the liquid with the worming medicine, and she'd rather have worms. Oh, I don't think she has worms, because I wormed her 2 weeks ago, a few weeks ago anyway, but I just wanted to give her a sort of a second dose as a precaution. But she's like all my children, self-determined, wild and free, and hard to get to even preserve her health. There's kind of a theme in that, because I'm a bit like that too with my own health, and drive all my doctors utterly insane, because I don't like to just go along with just anything. And anyway, on that note, I'm trying out the TENS machine, and it's my third evening last night of trialling it, and I tell you what, it doesn't do shit. Quite frankly, I guess I have to give it a few weeks though. But I peed a lot last night. I actually peed quite large volumes, as well as frequency and urgency. So I was up about 6 times last night, even with the TENS remedy. So I'm starting to think that the only remedy for this will be death, by the way, which comes to us all eventually. So I'm trying to remain calm and circumspect, because I've lived with this bladder situation now, well, really for 8 years, but you know, the surgery was done in 2007, so what's that? 17 years ago now. So I guess I've been on the long time plan, dragging my bladder around, getting old and living my isolated lifestyle with the constant musings and guidance of the gods. Am I right? I wonder what archetype I represent. She must have had a dicky bladder too. But anyway, it is what it is. You can blame it on childbirthing and probably some weakness I was destined to be born with. It might just all come down to fate. Anyway, Mama T in classic style has been fighting her fate for a very long time, and I'm sure I can fight it a bit longer. But I'm tell you what, this getting up all night is problematic, and the reason why I can't have a loving sexual live-in cohabiting partner, apart from the real problems that, you know, I exist on a disability pension and can't provide financially for anyone other than myself, and who wants that? No one. So I'm trying not to descend into some kind of hysterical kind of madness. Just be cool and just keep peeing and dancing and, you know, laughing in the face of my breaking down older woman's body, and have a bit of a whimsical delight in it all, really. What do you say, Charlie? She says, "Are you all right, Mama T? Are you is all right? Just don't give me deworming medicine, and you is the queen of my castle." All right, Charlie, I'm trying to sustain your life on this planet a bit longer. She's like, "It is what it is, Mama T. Whatever it is, you and I are going out in a blazing glory." Kissy, kissy. Not in a blaze, like, not in a fire blaze or anything awful like that. But when we do go, it'll be in our own glorious, sweet little way. Yes, you and me, baby. I know, because birdies know best. Birdies know best what is good for the humans. The humans have got no freaking clue, really. We should have asked the birdies before we invented things like, gross, Charlie, nuclear fusion and all the other nastiness we inflicted on planet Earth. We really are assholes, aren't we, Charlie? Yes, you are, Mama T. I know, I'm being dark, but it's true. It is true. I'll just be back because she's done a very interesting coloured poo, and I need to clean it up. One moment. So I'm kind of like in this twilight zone of under-functioning because I'm exhausted, and I should have gone to get a few like groceries and things to have for dinner, but I couldn't be asked, so I put my soup that I'd made the other day in the microwave, and I had that for lunch with toast. So I'm surviving. I'm looking after myself reasonably. And what more can anyone want from that? Except I have to trudge to the shops and get, basic supplies soon, because I am running low. But anyway, Charlie, you need to do something with yourself. How about you sit up behind me? That's it. Good girl. Right, because she's fidgeting and she's making me fidget too. Anyway, so we continue with today's readings of Even Date, Monday the 27th of May, and I've titled it Powerful Intense Memories Today, but Somehow Comforting. Grateful to my Facebook friends who share their wisdom with me, which sounds all very lovely. Here's a photograph. Don't know why that's come out so blurry, but here's a photograph of Penny, who joined me in my hammock back in 10 years ago, 2014. Oh, bless. Well, she's been in the light since 2021, I think it was, or 2020. Can't quite see her face, can you? She's over here. Over here, Miss Penny. Anyway, The reflections mean it's not really showing up, which is disappointing. I tell you what though, I've turned this off, can you believe it? I tell you what, it's an absolutely magical day. Magical, completely. Good day for going for a lovely walk and holding hands with your beloved one and being romantic if you had someone that you could be romantic with. But here we sit in our garden, all alone. Oh, but it's not so bad. I don't know what's happened here. It's not scrolling down now. It does this. It plays havoc, this laptop. It's definitely got a djinn living inside it. All right, here we go. 27th of May, 2023. Quiet day, like today, a year later. My asthma is bad. I sat in the sun with my back to the sunlight, which soothed me somewhat. 27th of May 2022. Trigger warning, mention of sexual organs and trauma processing. So it's probably going to be intense, people. So take a walk on this gorgeous day and think lovely thoughts. So here we go. A memory. I have included the comments as they are so precious and valuable and usually don't get shared across when I repost. This was written 1 month before that horrific surgery at the Princess Alexandra Hospital here in Brisbane that was so systemically abusive that I was indeed cast into immediate service as I went into full-blown berserker mode on their errant scum heads, the entire medical team, except the caring and brave nurses who had my back and looked after me when I stopped breathing during the night, and the woman who deftly removed my drain while I ranted and raved at my unworthy, disgraceful doctors. They really were utterly, utterly disgraceful. Then, 3 weeks after that event, still writhing in agony, I attended my first drumming circle and was confronted in the ensuing months with several former casual sexual partners. Fuck. Unholy. But I rose above their sadistic little proclivities. There is no man alive that can be my lover and stand with me in honour, respect and integrity. Or, if there is one, I have not met them yet. Sad but true. When did I write this? 2 years ago. Well, I do have some lovely male friends in my life now that were in my life at that time, but we weren't really engaging too much other than I danced and go home. But I can see I have good men surrounding me now who are caring and loving and protective. To you, my handsome, talented men. They're not actually mine. I don't own them. I just use that as an affectionate term, people. I noticed recently that rather 2 young men are attracted to me in recent weeks. A worry. I don't want sexual relationships with very young men. I need a fully integrated, compassionate, decent, adult man with enough maturity to handle a wild woman and a complex trauma survivor. A kind man, not one inclined to destroy me every time I disagree with his worldview or his abuse dynamics. Yuck. My truest loves are all platonic because therein I have a measure of safety. And don't get me wrong, I am a deeply passionate woman who used to enjoy great sex when I could get it. Perhaps there lies the trauma bonding I had. I name him here, but I'm not going to name him. I'm over it. I don't want to name those creatures. They no longer exist in my world. Didn't belong in my world in the first instance, but I didn't know better at the time. Perhaps there lies the trauma bonding I had with that dreadlock nitwit, as after all is said and done, I couldn't help myself, and all his viciousness. We had enjoyed a night of such passion that even the gods grabbed their knitting and weaved their tears into joy. Oh, or maybe only I felt that way from the very beginning, so it was all a grand delusion. He who declared that I have an ugly vagina, which is ironic, as my vagina is perfectly reorganised after that other horrific surgery on 30th of October 2007. So that man doesn't know shit about vaginas and only knows how to abuse the owners of them. But I remained in love, which, believe me, was like a long-held spell. Why the fuck did that happen? The man is not worth a scrap of my attention. He caused me severe emotional pain. But the gods know something I do not. Lessons were learned and prayers were answered, and the recalibrations of my spirit were intense. But thank you, you dreadlocked nitwit, you cunt. I got me back. P.S. I love you. Well, I don't love him romantically anymore. It's a different flavour. It's kind of an acknowledgement of what an evil fucking animal he really was. But agape love gifted by the gods, flowing to your enemies, can even yet be edifying people when you let go the rage and sit back and watch karma and natural law take their natural course. Deliver it with love, darling, so that you too shall reap the love you deserve, unlike that fetid fucking disgrace, whatever that really was. I'll never understand it, actually. It was my power of my love that I guess was incomprehensible to most mortal men. I have a wonderful friend recently who said to me, I love your power. And I'm wondering if he really does love my power, if he really understands what my power involves or entails, because I've paid a hefty price for it, life-threatening many times, and had to drag myself back from the abyss. I guess there is a certain power in that, but it wasn't my doing really. It was orchestrated by the gods. My power is indeed supernatural at times. Is it not, Charlie? Well, the birdies are coming to see you, Charlie. They want to know why Mama T is sitting outside with you making a video, and why you're not, what's the word? Frottering? No? What's the word? There's a word for it. Fornicating? No, that's not it. It's a military expression. It'll come to me. It'll pop into my head when I'm not trying. Come on, people. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, they want to know why you're not enticing them to be real birdies with them. And you'll tell them it's because you're learning from your human mother, who's very careful about not enticing too many people at once because it gets out of control. Mama's not really trying to do that consciously anyway. She's just living her best life, am I right? Anyway. Oh, come on. There's a word for it. Anyway, it's driving me mad because it's right there in my cerebral cortex and I can't drag it out. Now I've got the crow here watching over us, talking to us as well. Hello, Mr. Crow. It's all happening. All the birdies are happy today. Anyway, where was I? Yes, I was talking about love and how sometimes it's wise to send love to your enemies instead of hate because it heals you. It's very healing to just quietly maintain the rage but honour that kernel of love and hope that brought these malfeasant fucking idiots into your life in the first place. We need a closed circuit loop. We need complete electrical closed circuit and close that loop. Ding, 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 ding. And all the birds are like flying around my head almost as if to say, we hear you, Mama T. Anyway. Oh, Charlie. He's not going to do anything to you. Although he did fly a bit low over our head. I know. You're getting worried, I know. You're okay. Mr. Crow won't hurt you. He likes Mama. Sometimes my worst, most dangerous, most feckless enemies were and or are indeed the making of me. See also David Davidson, who haunted me from beyond the veil, as he realised in his life review what an almighty evil monster he had been to me. So now we wait. My time too is imminent, or so I thought back in 2022. Now I don't think that anymore. I'm just confused. On the one hand, I want to invite into my life my truly loving partner, and on the other hand, I kind of still want to die. So it's incongruent as usual. But of course, I'm not dying, and I'm just exhausted. I'm not actually dying, and death becomes me at its appropriate time. I certainly don't want to die at the hands of a sexual partner ever again. Have some other brutal ape fucking try and torture me. So I'm paying very careful attention to words and deeds and actions and making sure that I'm safe and that the love is authentic and real and reciprocated and requited and authentic, and did I mention real? Oh, it's why I'm having anxiety attacks at times over things, because I've been on the receiving end when love went sour for no apparent reason, that the other people worm-tongued, or, you know, the former lovers got sexual frisson out of tormenting me or whatever their fucking kink was. I'm done with that. Absolutely done with it. So, anyway, I hope the gods and angels are kind to me when I get there, meaning cross the veil, as after all, I only ever loved. Listen, I don't need the competition from you. Go and make your noises somewhere else. This is what they do to sabotage me. They send me the crows. All hail Odin, all right? I acknowledge your power, wonderful God that you are. We recognise all the gods here at Sacred Space. It gets a bit hectic though when they fight amongst themselves. What? What? He's so cute. Giving me the drum. What's going on? You missed out on my chicken soup. You could have had a bit of chicken, but I ate it all, man. You're too late. You came too late to get the treats. That's probably what he's cranky about. All right. I love you too, bird. Just don't stir up my Charlie. Anyway, I'll repeat that last sentence. I hope the gods and angels are kind to me when I get there, as after all, I only ever loved and fought to maintain my honour and integrity, even though it burned me to the ground 1,000 times. By the gods, it certainly did. Charlie, what does Mr. Crow want? What does he want? 27th of May 2021, 10:54 a.m, awake at last, only because a package arrived. So I got woken by the delivery driver. I had a rough night, peeing 5 times during the night. So what's that, 3? Oh, I knew she was going to do that. I just had that feeling. When she does the tail swish, it means bad things are about to happen to me. Very bad, ooky things. I had a rough night, peeing 5 times during the night. So that was 3 years ago. So that's confirmation to my urologist that I'm not BSing about this being a long-term problem. And I am tired. I am tired. Absolutely tired. But anyway, we carry on. So tired, and especially as I was very fatigued yesterday also. I'm starting to feel like my old zombie personage again. But time to rattle my dags and greet another day. And yes, I'm feeling like very vibey this morning. I was picking up vibes, and it felt like a male and it felt like a living person, but I couldn't discern whether it was my friend Jared, who I tried to ring and he didn't answer his phone, or another friend that I don't have his phone number, so I couldn't call and check on him, or if it were my psychiatrist, because sometimes I pick up on his vibes. But anyway, I had to kind of just push it away, because if I don't know who it is, who I'm picking up on, it's of no beneficial, of no real meaning or benevolence to anyone. So I had to push it away. If I can't identify the person, then that telepathy is an open circuit instead of a closed circuit and goes nowhere, just flounders around, meaningless. So I've been thinking a lot about that this morning, how much I flounder around meaninglessly. Yes, Charlie. She says, don't worry, Mama T. You've got one job, and that is to look after me and make sure I'm happy. Yes, I do. That's my one job. My one job, Charlie. It's a beautiful day outside. Let's see what manifests for me today. And the same could be said 3 years later. It is a beautiful day. A day for being in love. Absolutely gorgeous. Hang on a minute, we're flopping over the edge. I've got to fix this up. Right, that's better. Socks truly loves me. He was engorging his soul, feasting on my face with such intensity that I decided we needed to photograph our magic moments. And I'm so glad he did, because he actually passed away not long after. My beautiful boy. He really is. He really is and was the most gorgeous friend. So many of my soulmates in life have not been human. Isn't that weird? Humans have historically really badly let me down over the decades, to the point I almost died a few times. So there is that. But my animals have always loved authentically and truly. Update. Socks passed away on 9th of July 2021. I am still devastated at his loss and the vile treatment of the Mount Gravatt vets, who were paranoid that I had COVID, so used that as an excuse to treat us both so very badly. Dirty, evil bastards. But Socks went into a steep decline as he was unable to hold urine, and it was harrowing for me, for him, for me, and Sally and Rachel. Socks was one of the biggest cats I ever owned and one of my biggest loves. And I basically have the same condition with my peeing all night that the cat had, and Sophie died of that too, and Penny. So I wonder if they really did have diabetes, the cats, or if it was some other illness that they didn't want to jot down for their records. But anyway, they're all in the light now, and I'm still fucking puddling literally along, flooding along all night long, pissing like a racehorse. It's insane, people, truly insane. Anyway, I told Beauregard when he entered the light on the 1st of August last year, 1 year ago almost, that I would not be far behind him, and yet here I am still strutting my stuff. So it's a little bit flubbery reality for me right now. I mean, after he died, I nearly got slammed into by a truck. There were a few other weird fucking events. But my Jewish self cleaves to life no matter what, because that is one of our most potent dogmas, is choose life, people. So here I am, still kicking along, even a little bit reluctantly at times, craving a romance. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? A woman who's 59, just turned 59, struggled with health issues all her life, is craving a love partner. Oh well, it's a distraction. It's a biological imperative to crave sex in the face of one's own death, and it's completely normal in that sense. Thanatos versus Eros. But I'm afraid to invite the Eros into my life because there's too many other people involved, and it would cause a lot of emotional damage. So kind of holding back in that, in a weird holding pattern. Well, it's because I don't know what's real, and I don't know if I'm just, being teased along, or if it's authentic. And if you don't know, well, I don't know, when in doubt, do nothing. Not risking my heart over another false love affair, that's for sure. Anyway, 27th of May 2020. Today I painted an old wooden shelf so I can store my witchy herbs and spices. The curtain is from IKEA that had a big tear in it, but I cut the bottom off to screen the clutter in the bookcase. So that little black shelf, I painted all sorts of folk flowers on it, and painted, before Socks died actually, painted Socks' face on one side and Beauregard on the other, and big Mexican, hearts, sacred hearts, and I don't use that as the witchy cabinet now. I bought a taller cabinet for that, and it all looks very lovely, and I'm proud of my hard work and my creativity, trying to make my house look nice and have everything in order. So that's with all my spices and ingredients on, but as I said, it's in a different cabinet now. It looks really nice. I've got to go through and do all the dusting and polishing of everything, and it's going to be an epic fucking task. So much dust. I hate dust. I hate dusting. But anyway, I have to do it because it's getting out of control. Yes, Charlie. Cooking pumpkin soup as well for dinner. Productive day. I am on my fourth wind and last nerve, but most of the work is done. I just need to mop the floors. I finally vacuumed today. I even vacuumed the laundry as the lawnmower man blows debris when using his blower thingy. It was like a barn house in there. Oh my goddess, but finally sorted. Time to celebrate. Here's another photo. I love it. Me with socks. Just delightful. Was very much the man about the house. Beauregard, my dog, and Socks. They were the two men of the house, and they were very protective and very loving. Just wonderful. 27th of May 2019. Just woke up. A really rough night. Lots of reflux and broken sleep caused by the reflux. I had a long sleep during the day yesterday, so just as well. My body is at war with itself. I am overeating and belching and fatigued and not really wanting to do too much, but I have been here before, many times. I had an intense dream this morning about a place where bears were being exploited for cheap labour to walk or roll round in a water wheel to power a boat of some kind. It sounds nuts, but it made sense in the dream. The bears were treated like migrant workers and had to line up along with humans to be paid. Only adult bears were large enough to do the work, but sometimes their cubs tried to sneak in too. They wanted the money. Strange dream. The people running the business looked Latino, and the entire family were involved in it. I watched the young daughter, aged about 12, counting thousands of dollars for the banking. I asked her father if he thought it was wise to put her in charge of balancing the books of such large amounts of money. He said she enjoyed counting it. I flashed back to my own childhood, watching my pedophile godfather counting his gambling winnings and tossing rolls of money into the air with gleeful celebration. But I would just roll my eyes as invariably his sudden increase in fortune would be gone the next day. It's another reason why, I think it was in May last year, it was before I stopped going to that evil, fetid, filthy, dishonouring fucking casino that was so awful to me. But anyway, May last year, my friends' alter egos were playing, And there was this very large giant of a man. I don't know his name. He was fairly new. He'd only started coming in recent months at that time. And he sort of, I had my spot right in the far right corner, or the far left, depending if you're up on the stage. But the far right corner facing the stage, where I always danced. And then he just sort of stood in the middle, and then he turned and looked at me. And then he looked up at the band, and he threw down two $100 bills down on the stage in front of, the musicians, my friends. And and then he looked at me as if king for a day. This is gambling mentality, by the way. I grew up with arseholes like that. I know there's psychological fucking games. You can smell it coming, here we go. Another fucking tosser. So anyway, he sort of looks to me for my approval, as if I would give a flying fuck. It's not my money. It's not like I get money standing there doing my performance art, just used and exploited by that casino, and then treated like crap, by the way, which I was well aware even back in May that they had not long got rid of my beautiful friend Seagull by falsely accusing her of stealing, by the way. I'm positive that was a false trumped up charge, because she's not a thief. She'd been going there for 20 years. Why would she suddenly start stealing? It's not logical, says Mr. Spock. So anyway, this asshole, this very big, very large man, very tall, very large, I already didn't like him much because a few weeks prior to that, he was dancing with some woman, and I saw him put his hand down inside her skirt into her knickers, and she was a bit drunk, and she didn't seem bothered at all, but it annoyed me. I thought, you fucking rapist. So I went and tapped his hand with my fan to let him know. It's like not kosher behaviour. So anyway, he kind of worked out that I don't like him because of that. Well, why would you? Why would you like someone who behaves like an animal when you're dancing, trying to have a nice evening? It's lucky he didn't do it to me. I just would have king hit him. But anyway, so here we go. So he throws down these $200 notes looking for my approval, which was odd. Like, I don't understand why that big oaf needed my approval. It means nothing to me. It's just another, person in the Live Wire Club and dancing, and just another customer. Means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. But anyway, so he looks for my approval, and that annoyed me. So I very dryly said to him, "Where's mine?" Meaning, where's my $100, right? Not actually expecting he would put more money down or give me any money, because they're just losers and parasites in that casino. By and large, the gamblers they're just really fucking foul. But anyway, so to impress me even more, or prove some point, probably wanting to win points with me that he's a great guy and I should like him kind of thing. It's probably really what it was about. Some kind of sexual fucking frisson, hoping that I would suddenly go, "Oh, you're the king, you've got all the money, come and fuck me." That mentality, right? So I'm watching what he does. So he peels off another $100 bill off his roll and throws it down on the stage with the other $100 notes all in a row. And my friends in the band just look, and they keep playing, smile, thank you, And I was satisfied then, because there's 3 of them in the band. If you're going to give money, make sure there's enough for all 3, right? Am I right? And so I nodded approval at the big guy, whatever his fucking name is, fucking idiot that he was. He was generous in that instance, I have to say. He was very kind and generous to tip my friends in the band $300. But doesn't impact on my day. I don't benefit financially by it. So anyway, I just smiled and nodded and walked out, because I think it was near the end of the night anyway. Or did I walk out straight away, or did I keep dancing till it finished? I can't remember. But anyway, there was this moment, quite magical actually, because I was very tired. I'd been dancing all night. But there was this moment that as I was walking out, almost staggering on my boots because my feet really hurt, I felt like I was elevated and I was just gliding out of there very gracefully. Elevated like on like an air cushion of fucking love and honour and respect. And do you know, I think that came from my 3 friends in the band. That beautiful energy was almost like, oh, thanks Tanya for looking after us. Maybe it's my imagination, maybe that wasn't the sentiment at all, but it felt like that. I felt good. I thought, yes, I got that asshole to make an equal contribution for all 3 musicians. And then I went home on my dignity. And I literally did feel triumphant and kind of glided or flew out of there. So anyway, just wanted to share that memory because it was potent. It's very rare that I have that feeling that I'm floating and that my spirit is really elevated. And I had that feeling only a few times in my life. One was when I had just passed my conversion exam to convert to Reform or Progressive Judaism, and I literally floated for the rest of the day with just spiritual joy and bliss and ecstasy. And I floated above my own, almost gliding. When I had my second baby was born, I was able to get up and get dressed in my own clothing and hold her in my arms, and we danced around the room together, my newborn and I, and it was just kind of an ecstasy. And yeah, I had that feeling of floating then when I looked after my friends and left feeling triumphant. So I pay attention when I get those floating, almost levitated type feelings now. They're potent spiritual message for me personally. Almost as if to say, don't worry Tanya, we've got your back. The gods have my back. Here's a little munchkin coming along to see us. What you doing, Turkey? What you doing? Don't you go and annoy my Charlie. She's up on top of the Eiffel Tower there. Delightful. Today is a very magical day. It's just, the weather's balmy and beautiful and peaceful, and I feel suffused in love, and even though I'm tired, I feel energized and motivated, and it's gorgeous. Anyway, continue on with that story. I would roll my eyes as invariably his sudden increase in fortune would be gone the next day. Sometimes my mother would demand he buy me gold jewellery, as then there would be something to show for his winnings. He bought me a gold-engraved bangle, which in 2005, a bikey chick friend of Gail's made me throw out on the highway as it was bad juju. I fought her. It had been mine since I was 12 years old. But she asked me to look at it, then she casually flipped it out the car window. I was both furious and yet somehow relieved. My slave bracelet I had honoured as my dues for so much sexual and or emotional, and let's face it, spiritual abuse and financial abuse. It was the whole box and dice, people, by my family of origin. I had kept that bangle for 28 years. I have a tendency to keep things for decades. Since my mother's death, I have slowly divested myself of all my gold jewellery except for a few items. I am no longer a bought and paid for child concubine. Just want you to think about that. Let's just sit on that. It's why I have weird relationships to money and to lovers. That level of fucking trauma and damage and staining, by the way. If I get gold or diamonds now, it will be because I bought it for myself, or it will be gifted out of a pure and honourable love that is truly mine. I also flashbacked to how my ex-husband would get me to count up our takings in our own business, but only the coins, and would treat me like a child, allowing me only $150 per week in pocket money, which went to pay private school fees. And I smiled down at the child in the dream, being trained to have control over money she would never actually see or own in real life. Exploitation was the theme. I watched a young cub line up with his mother for the job of turning the water wheel and saw him scooted away by the other humans with laughter. It seemed important to the cub to show he was man enough to work. Why actual money was important to them, I have no idea. Maybe they were evolved in intelligence in a different dimension somewhere. But I felt sad for the bears that they were forced to work so hard in a world where money was their god, when here on earth there could still be innocence and play for most of the animal kingdom, unless you are a mule, a racehorse, or cattle, or sheep, or chickens. Then you are fair game to be exterminated for food or labour. The bears were mostly white polar bears. They were beautiful and strong. Perhaps with my fat white hobbit body, the bears represented myself, smiley face. I am manifesting a thinner hobbit body, but that would involve eating much less quantities of food. Even I am not sure why I'm choosing to eat so much when I'm waiting for surgery. Survival of the fattest mode, I call it. Anyway, Psychedelic Dreamer is being interrupted by the birdies. Psychedelic Dreamer is dreaming again in spite of my sleepless, belly-aching state. I suspect the dream is a reminder for me to enjoy my childlike state and sunshine existence, for I had been both the exploited bear on a wheel going nowhere and the cruel master stuck in a trap to gather money to survive, but in my case only to have it torn from me in ugly, ignoble ways. Barely breathing or existing, but now surviving on a pension. Such is my life. Oh, by the way, good morning. Last evening, between 7:30 p.m. and 8 p.m, I had a powerful demand by spirit to make contact with my former love interest. I had to fight with myself for that entire time. I am not going to reach out to him anymore. It just sets me back and makes me vulnerable to being played for a fool. Indeed it does. I need someone worthy and decent and honouring and true who returns my love and communicates with me. Not some dead shit playing sick fucking games, by the way. Oh, it was evil, putrescent. Anyway, I often wonder if it is him sending his energies out to me, or if it is some trickster spirit. It often happens on a Sunday evening. Weird shit. But I held strong and will monitor any spiritual manipulations. I hold my own power, and yeah, there is a new medium these days. It's called a mobile phone, laughing my ass off. From the comments section, my friend Marty LTP wrote, "Morning Tanya, I barely survive on a pension too. It is hard in a hard world, though I guess there is the humility and humbleness that comes with it that allows us to then see the futility of it. I am the other way round here. I am a mere 53 kilos, appetite gone to shit, but I've been up to my head in shit for the past year. Must stabilise and crack on now. Curious if spirit is perhaps bringing your attention to uncut chords where still exists a part of your essence holding you back. You are highly intuitive, Tanya. You are proceeding with caution. This is good to see, that we see the forest clearly for the trees. Let none upon us deceive. I am sovereign. I am source. I am free." Sending love. Isn't he gorgeous? It's just so gorgeous. To you, Marty. Don't think he watches my videos, but let that energy of love flow to you beautifully. Sweet soul that you are. I reply, "Thanks for your kind, thoughtful, sentient words. Yes, there is a big unresolved love still mouldering inside me. I have tried everything to get detachment, but my spirit is very, very stubborn. Not easy being me. My psychiatrist recently told me I am powerful in my core. This is no doubt due to the fact he has witnessed me surviving not only my own childhood traumas, but years of unrequited lovers and poverty and a deep, unabating sadness and feelings of loss and or rejection and a lack of safety. He has seen me blow life back into myself many times, especially in the past 4 years since I ceased relying on psych meds to get me through my day. Try 8 years almost. I'm so grateful I got off all those fucking awful useless drugs. Charlie, your friends are here. All your friends are here, Charlie. I went away in a quiet rage, but when I saw him last week for my debrief, I told him that I acknowledge now that I am indeed powerful. I don't even know where the source of all my innate power comes from, except perhaps from God. I was remembering yesterday how, as an infant, I was starving due to reflux, and my stupid parents and older sister complained about my vomiting but did not feed me enough. So they told me that one day they came to my crib and I was so enraged that I'd shoved my tiny little fists under my nightgown and was pushing one fist out through the neck hole in temper and frustration from underneath my gown. So I was kind of trapped and furious at the same time. I actually remembered this when they told me the story. I remember the internal fire of feeling trapped, unnurtured properly, then mocked and derided for being sick and hungry and vulnerable. Even my pedo godfather strove to make sure that I was properly fed after that, himself a survivor of child sexual abuse in an orphanage who knew much hunger as a child. So I worked out a lot of karma even as a baby, and to be honest, I am quite done with this fucked up life, and all I wanted was a healthy, loving partnership with a man who can touch me and yet still respect me. So many of my partners either violated my body and boundaries, or on the other spectrum, treated me like my human desire for touch was something dirty or despicable. So I am currently striving to find balance in that. The reflux is really bad now, but at least I am not vomiting or fighting through my night clothes. Menopause means I sleep naked and have to cast my doona off as I overheat. The fiery anger internal combustion system is under better control now, although only a fool pushes my buttons these days. I go from sweet little mental patient to psychotic homicidal killer in -5 seconds. Only because too many callow, vicious bastards have actively tried to kill me. So now I will go to Valhalla in my own blazing glory. There is power in just knowing the only one who will ever be there for me or save me is my own self. Something I knew as a baby but did not have the body or mind to put into practice. But yes, the dreams are very intense at the moment, so Great Spirit is working with me. There were several months when I stopped dreaming and took a dive into depression. So as mad as it seems, I am glad to be dreaming again, and yes, allowing the Holy One to heal my mind, body, spirit, so I can complete my mission on earth, wherever that is, or how that manifests. I have been very closely bonded to death all year, so it is good and graceful that life is calling me back again. Although I stand between both paradigms and get a little worn out from their constant tug-of-war games. Laughter in the spheres. Yeah, baby. And they do. Life and death do try and tear me apart at times, fighting over this mortal body. And it's a choice that I have been forced to make and remake over and over again, even against my own will actually. And it's a bit astonishing, to be honest, why I'm still here. Marty LTP wrote, Tanya, I really appreciate your openness. It is refreshing to see, and so very important it is for us that we show the world true humility at this time. You will have seen the saying around that those whom suffer the greatest trauma have the higher callings, that spirit is irrefutably working with you to break you down for the greater purpose and your part in it. What is outstanding right now for you to attend has been given you, whether that is a lesson in discerning trickster entities or the releasing of old wounds and or chapters. I had the divine feminine aspect, Ma Kali, wake me last year and very firmly shocked upon my senseless mind. A brutal awakening, though I see now and respect the approach, for I too was stubborn, though it is a tool I use now whensoever it is required. Same, for the raging fire within. You are an amazing soul, Tanya. Your innate wisdom cannot hide, and in this we trust. You are being groomed for service. Jump through the hoops they put in front of you, though command the outcome, and take no shit. Your honour is at hand. Indeed, all our honour is forthcoming. I can't wait. Love and strength abound. And I replied, take no shit, and so we shall, minus the grooming. I serve in my own small ways when I am called upon, but too many were spiteful or envious, so they dishonoured my service. We shall see. I have no idea where I'm going, never have, perhaps never will, but I hold my place in sacred space and honour the beings that brought me to this point in my existence. In Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Blessed be the Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who sustains us and brought us to the season of joy, safety, and service of others, so that I too may be of service. Amen. Got to fix that got grammatically interposed somehow. I would not have written that willfully that way. Little grammar mistakes I find. Marty replied, Tanya, and to the children of the Father, Son, Amen. And I replied, we are all children of the Son, my friend, dancing in the eternal summer lands. Hey, fairy, put in a good word for me. Hugs. It will be done, dear friend. I have a number of ceremonies to perform now, and so the time is nearing. I will let you know. Love, heart. Thank you, I replied with a smile. My friend Kelly Ann wrote, the pension is not enough to survive on, let alone live. Why are we being punished for everyone else's crimes all the time? Do people think it's good sport or something to torture innocent victims? I replied, they actually do think our struggles are entertainment. Think Hunger Games. But shh, we must arise and shine and express gratitude even for our suffering as it ennobles us, laughing my ass off. Kellyanne replied, CV joints gone in my car, both kids sick. I require $6,000 surgery not covered by Medicare just to stop me suffering and pain and discomfort, not to improve quality of life or even fix me back to what a 40-year-old should be. 2 computers broken, both boys now need new clothes. My CRPS is in flare-up, washing machine broken, lawyer not helping. Typical. Police fail to enforce VRO. Plates rego bill arrived. Rent overdue. Ambulance bill overdue. Power bill overdue. It's a lovely bird just behind me up in that tree. Just going to have a look at this. Got to see it. Must have moved out the way when I turned because I can't see it now. Oh yeah, I can still see it in the tulip tree fluttering about. Power bill overdue, phone bill overdue, internet overdue, no food in the house. Speeding fine overdue. My ventilator machine broke down. Denzel's ENT, $450 on Wednesday. P.S. Only speeding to get away from a psycho man who was car chasing me and trying to ram me off the road. The list goes on and on and on. When do we stop getting punished for what others did to us? And Marty replied, I pray you find resolve, Kelly. Perhaps consider the possibility that this unwarranted punishment is not at all punishment, rather restless ancestors. In the shamanic world, there is a known process of ancestral realignment that sees us heal our bloodlines, returning honour to them, and so reclaiming your own. Heart to heart, it is all I can offer too, sadly enough. And I replied, Kellyanne is a scientist, not much of a mystic, I am afraid, but yes, she's had a very difficult life, like mine. Charlie, you'll get electrocuted. Stop that. Get away from that PowerPoint. Oh, I've got to watch you like a hawk. Honestly. Literally like a hawk. Sorry, she's had a very difficult life like mine. And yes, I hear you about acknowledging our ancestors, although we both had very abusive families of origin. Stop it. No. If you die by an electric shock because you licked that power board, I'll never forgive myself. By the gods. Go over there and be a birdie over there. Go on. Being naughty. She does understand. She goes, oh, hello, haha, hello. She knows she's in trouble. Look at this munchkin. Do you poo over there before? Yep. Do you poo? Oh, dear goddess. Look, just show the people that you are the Charlie, and that you're a pretty birdie, and that you're a little bit naughty at times. Where were we? Oh yes, we both had very abusive families of origin. Honour is not really due them, but I have found that since telling my stories of my experiences with them, I have found a measure of peace. I reclaim our honour by living in our experiential truth and finding peace in the reality that our abusers were intrinsically evil and or very damaged mortals who knew better but chose to perpetuate their abuse. So verily, the buck stops here. Marty wrote, yes, it is also commanding your space and sovereignty. Unhappy ancestors have a very tangible and debilitating effect on our lives, and we need to take charge of that. I would not have said this last year, but I understand now the importance. I need to do this also. I am unearthing some very nasty family secrets, 3 to 4 generations back, that are beginning to explain a lot of things. Tanya, I could learn just off your accounts, thank you. I haven't looked quite so far as yet, though I am considering curses, etc. This might be simply a case of drafting your own contract revocations and enacting them, ? Me, my great-great-grandmother, Cecilia Herbert, a veritable wild woman who married Richard Rush, a former convict in New South Wales, who, through being made a convict, left behind a wife and children back in England. Another, so technically he was a bigamist actually, but what could he have done? Couldn't get back to England, I suppose. Never reclaimed his first wife and children, so married someone else in Australia. Well, actually, I think he married her in New Zealand. But anyway, there's a history of bigamy in our family too. My great-grandfather, Thomas Phillips, was technically a bigamist. I think that's why he got kicked out of the, excommunicated from the Catholic Church. Listen to the lorikeet talking to you, Charlie. Look, it's singing you a lovely song. Is that why you're all twitter-pated and mischievous and trying to electrocute yourself by sticking your lorikeet tongue into my power board? Weird little bird. Yes, sometimes creepy men make me feel suicidal too. Sad but true. Another great-grandmother, Sarah Phillips, maiden name Rush, who lost 8 of her 12 children to typhus in 1 year. So much ancestral trauma. Imagine losing 8 children in a year out of 12 children. I would have gone insane. Well, I guess she probably did go a bit insane. Anna Marie Patula, Antony Hunts's first wife, suicided by drinking poison. I heal myself to the 10th generation before me. Yeah, I used that affirmation a few times. Life has gradually gotten better, but that might just be due to my awesome, brave friends and the aging process, the getting of wisdom. And Marty wrote Tanya with hands in prayer and a pretty flower next to it. Oh, he really is a sweetheart. He really is. Me, it is seemingly endless. Hugs. I wish I had money to help you. This is talking to Kellyanne. But I don't. All I can offer is my love and platitudes, which soothe the psyche, but not the bank balance. I wish you healing, abundance, and much joy, love, and peace. And she doesn't seem to be contactable via Facebook anymore, so I don't even know if 3 years later she's still alive or what's become of her. It's a great worry, actually. 11:11 a.m, smiley face. The gas fisher is here fixing my stove top. I will have a fully functioning cooker again. The drainers are on the way this morning to put a camera down the sewer line. Nice. All happening. Look at her. Oh, you missed it. She was just stretching her wing out. Having a stretch, weren't you? Oh, I love you. She's thinking about it, whether she loves me back or not. I just need to think about that, Mama T. It's all right. Don't think too long, Charlie. It's another beautiful morning. Charlie is outside. I might even summon some Damon energy and take the bow for a walk in the forest. I have to wait a few hours until the drainers have been and gone. Oh, here's a lovely photo of me having snuggles with Beauregard. Bless him. Bless my Bobo. Look, Charlie, it's Bobo in the photo. Look, can you see him? She says, no, he's in Valhalla now, Mama. Right, we're all squidgy again. Don't chew that cord. Stop it. Beauregard enjoyed his brief walk. So did Charlie. Now we are back on the couch and I'm getting very loving looks. Thank God for dogs, cats and birds. Here he is again. His very loving looks. If I had a man in my life that loved me that much or even more, I'd be dangerous, people. I'd be delirious for joy and I'd be happy. I'd be delirious for joy. But anyway, you have to laugh, don't you? The joys of the Tanya. The drainers just left. The one who reported back to me told me that I'm very lucky, as most Housing Commission houses don't even get fixed, as the old earthenware pipes. I wonder if that's true, if he's just feeding me on bullshit. Wait a minute here. I've lost it. Right here. As the old earthenware pipes cost thousands to replace, I replied, I'm lucky only and that I've lived here for 16 years and we are still shoveling my own shit. Well, anyway, they seem to have fixed it properly that time because it ceased being a constant seeping wound of shitfulness. He said he was putting in a work order for a small excavator. I said, oh, like a bobcat, to dig out the line yet again. Apparently the last idiots replaced the line 4/5 of the way and left a metre of pipe undone. He could not understand why they left it like that. Because they're idiots and lazy. Did I mention idiots? I joked. Tell them that Ms. Aarons thinks they are idiots. She is going to go to war on their heads. I wish. Where is my Boadicea babe when I need her? Shh. Be patient, girlfriend. Save the wars for the life-threatening stuff. Indeed I did. Anyway, Housing will let me know when they are sending out the excavator. He was not sure when. He also told me that my neighbour Timsah has 2 big fig trees growing on top of the pipe, and although PVC pipes are better, they do get crushed under the weight of the larger, heavier tree roots. Also, I know Timsah would not be able to repair the problem on his land. So a prayer will go up and a request for the Fae to divert the tree roots to more appropriate places than sewage drains, laughing my ass off, ! And a speedy resolution of my current shitty problem, as there is nothing worse than free-flowing effluent and poor workmanship. All good, I am blessed. It will be repaired or replaced. I am loved and protected. I also live in fairyland with the pixies at Titania's realm. But no, it seems to have been resolved since then. Thanking all the gods for that, by the way. Here I wrote, posted a quote. I have an African friend who is a powerful wild woman in her own right. She once told me and mother and sisters that in our American culture, we don't wail when we are grief-stricken. In her culture, women especially will wail and weep and let it cleanse them. They will go outside their huts and just howl. Getting over ourselves is required to find ourselves. Our grief, our pain, our self-loathing that makes us want to lash out and judge others is a result of not enough howling. In our grief, when we realized as children, this world, although so miraculous, is ravaged. People are ravaged. Our wild souls are smothered and gagged, but we never wailed. We never howled and wept with arms imploring the heavens and the earth. We were taught to fear grief and pain and longing, but our tears, our pain, our anger are incredible tools and catalysts for our awakening, our growth. Stay wild, be wild, my wild sister. Anshin Beatrix Kelly, howl. And I commented on that. I loves a good howling, I does. I had an urge to go outside and scream this morning, especially after my vivid dream. But not today. Today is too beautiful and the mood has passed. But I did howl when my cat Penny died and I buried her. I had a long, hard keening, so loud and so long that the workmen across the road that were building the house yelled out, "It's only a cat." Motherfuckers, what do they know? That was not just a cat. That was my soulmate, my little protector, my little cat goddess. So the howling was indeed necessary, and it was an intense grief, but very cathartic. Look at this. Look at the shenanigans. 2 crows up on the washing line, and Turkey is getting things out of my fire pit. Little buggers. Having a wonderful day, aren't you? Having a wonderful day? May 27th, 2017. I just posted a most beautiful photo of Monsieur Lebeau, Monsieur Beauregard Aarons, also known as Bobo. Look at him. Oh dear goddess. I'm still very distraught about his passing, I really am. I need a cuddle, $20 million, and a real man who's a real lover to me. What do I get? Crows watching overhead. Turkeys turkeying. Charlie being Charlie. What is that turkey doing up on the fence line? Can you see it? Hang on. There. No, I can't make it go bigger. Go zoom in. Hope he's okay. Strange place to be sitting there. But the turkeys are turkeying, and Mama T is doing what Mama T does best. Charlie thoroughly enjoyed my honey on toast. She likes honey. You like honey, don't you, Charlie? 27th of May 2016. I was in a deep sleep, dreaming, when I was rudely awoken up by Q-Build painter by by VQ Build Painter, wanting to paint the eaves that were replaced. Bugger it, bugger, bugger, bugger. But I am awake in time to take a lovely shower next job and dress myself and drive to Lynn's, as we are going to have lunch at the pub and then go to see Alice Through the Looking Glass. Yay! But right now I'm Facebooking in my warm bed with a hot tea and enjoying my unexpected wakefulness. I had a lot of trouble getting to sleep last night. 25 milligrams of Seroquel won't quell my mind. I might have to go back to 50 milligrams. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, blam dang it. But easing off the antidepressants is easy. So, patience, psychedelic dreamer, happy thoughts, and lots of patience. I just had a lovely lunch at Alexandra Hills Tavern with Annette, Lynn, Amy, Danny and Ali. Then later we're off to see Alice Through the Looking Glass. I'm searching for pool fencing panels to make a safe run for my chooks so Beauregard can't stalk and harass them all day long. Later on I will use the pool fencing to put up an above ground pool. Oh, well that never manifested, did it? Oh, poor Tanya. It's a travesty in 5 acts. Anyway, here's some lovely photos of, they're both in Valhalla, but of my friend Lynn's dog, Puppy, with Beauregard. Very cute. May 27th, 2015. I have slept for 3 hours, really tired. I'm just watching this crow, he's like getting into things right beside me. Really tired after yesterday's effort trying to sort my house. I saw my psychiatrist today. Always good to have a debrief. Now it's almost 11 p.m. Might as well get up, eat something, and fold the epic mound of washing. Later I wrote, I am a feminist. My mother was a feminist, my grandmother an activist and a feminist, also a violent child abuser, but that was the other side of her coin. Why is my hair doing weird freaking things? She defied the Nazis by throwing packages of food over the barbed wire fences of one of the holding camps in Hamburg, an act that could have gotten her interred in a camp herself. She was fierce, intelligent, and brave, but a monster at home. Brave, wild women, either homegrown or created in the furnace of abuse and dissent, makes more brave, determined, wild women and decent men. We continue, even in the 21st century, to advocate for women's and children's rights to a safe and free society based on loving kindness, respect, and provision for those of us who couldn't make it in our society. If you hate feminists, you hate women, so go mock us with your putrid, fuck 'em right in the pussy, evil shit, which Irish Murphys subscribes to, and then banned me for complaining about the constant misogyny and for daring to ask for protection on the dance floor. But remember, cunts, without that vagina, you would not even be here. They forget that, don't they? Women give and give and give, while this society, ruled by a few sickos, strips us all bare Either stand by me, the woman, or get the fuck out of my way. The old ones are returning, and we want balance brought back to this world. That was in a response to a quote by Mark Ruffalo, who hits the nail on the head in his response to the "I am not a feminist" internet phenomenon. We have one word for you, Mark: yes. He wrote, I haven't got all of the quote here, but he wrote, here's some of it posted. First of all, it's clear you don't know what feminism is, but I'm not going to explain it to you. You can Google it. To quote an old friend, I'm not the feminist babysitter, but here is what I think you should know. You're insulting every woman who was forcibly restrained in a jail cell with a feeding tube down her throat for your right to vote less than 100 years ago. You're degrading every woman who has accessed a rape crisis centre which wouldn't exist without the feminist movement. You're undermining every woman who fought to make marital rape a crime. It was legal until 1993. Just sit with that. Horrifying. You're spitting on the legacy of every woman who fought for women to be allowed to own property in 1848. And it goes on, but I don't have the entire quote, unfortunately. But the truth remains the truth, people. Always and forever. Don't ever forget that. 11:10 a.m. I was woken by a rapid response worker from the Brisbane City Council telling me that I have to park my car inside my fence line from now on, as where I park it on the driveway is council land and it incurs a $116 fine. Motherfucker. I have only parked there for 12 years. It is off the street, but on the driveway. She's obsessed with the red button, the button on the power board, the safety switch, because it's red. Probably thinks it's fruit or something. I don't want her eating that. Now I've switched us off. Oh, here we go. This is in response to my reporting that bastard with the golden retriever who runs it off leash. Nothing has been done about that, but they harass me over my car. Blood boiling. They really are cowardly, malfeasant dogs, by the way. And I'm talking about Brisbane City Council protecting the males with their off-leash dogs. It's just evil. Anyway, where were we? We got flibbity gibbeted out. Now I have to find where we were up to. All right, here we are. Blood boiling. 4:04 a.m. Finally in bed, exhausted but making progress. 12:45 a.m. Today I hit the ground running and started unpacking loads of crystal stuff. I dragged the DVD shelf up the stairs, bad back and all. I put it on an old blanket and slid it upstairs. Fucking intrepid I am sometimes, having to do things by myself. I have now unpacked several boxes, and I'm watching you, several boxes of her books, and moved my DVDs and hers on the shelf. I am a tad exhausted. I also am still doing heaps of washing. My machine has gone non-stop since I got up at midday. There is so much stuff, mind blown. Little by little, I will get some sort of order again. Yes, my love, I don't want you licking electrical things because, like, your tongue's not very damp, but one day it might be moist enough that if you lick something electrical, you'll just be a fried potato chip instead of a rainbow lorikeet. She doesn't understand, does she? Come on. You just got to trust Mama's intuitions about these things. I want my birdie alive. Listen to that turkey. Making weird little grunting noises. We're trying to deter them from climbing on my neighbour's car. So I gave him, well, my friend Lynn lent him two things that set off sound frequencies to deter them. And it must be working because he's going past the car going, ooh, ooh. He sounds like my ex-husband. Ooh. It's like making weird noises. But I haven't seen him climb on his car again. So pleased that that's working. Where am I? Oh yes, 27th of May 2014. Today I was gifted with a beautiful day trip to the ginger factory at Yandina and then later at Montville. My best male friend Jared and my beautiful daughter took me out. Could do with another outing soon. Today would have been a beautiful day to go for a drive up to Myala, up to the forest. But I didn't think about it. What was I sidetracked with? Making this video. That was only an hour and 41 minutes ago. Oh yes, I was listening to really interesting metaphysical shows on YouTube. So I was distracted with that. And then I sorted some of my screws and nuts and bolts, and that took an hour of that. All this instead of dusting my house, by the way, people. Dear Goddess. Give me kissy kissy. Alright, don't then, meanie poo bum. They bought me lunch and Crystal bought me a lovely hammock and Jared bought me a bag of rock candy. Then when we got back to Crystal's, we told funny anecdotes from my former life. It was very amusing. I feel very fortunate and blessed in life. And Crystal posted in 2014, "Hey, Clown Play fans and rabbit lovers, we are excited to announce that Ramon will soon be getting a lovely lady friend as our second rabbit licensing has been approved. Yay!" Here's a photo of Ramon. He was a beautiful bunny. I miss him. I miss that rabbit. I really do miss him. And Suki. We miss Suki too, don't we, Charlie? Woohoo! Crystal just got permission from Biosecurity to have a second rabbit, so another road trip to Grafton to the Rabbit Rescue Sanctuary is imminent. Ramon wants a wife, desexed of course. This time we will try to find a lazy, loppy snuggler bunny, as Ramon is so active, lol. Here I wrote, I am the universe's best player. The universe is not going to bench me. I bring love and light into the world. Oh, bless. Tanya enjoying her new hammock. Oh, happiness is a new hammock and a new, being the grandma of a new bunny. Impending, haven't met her yet. 3 p.m. Finally, did it again. Oh, she's stubborn. 3 p.m. Finally awake. Fed the chooks, cats and fish. Everyone happy. I just ate leftover strudel, the whole lot. Wow. Hungry mama. Now fat mama. I don't care. I'm going to try my new hammock out and enjoy some sunshine before nightfall. You go and talk to the birdies now, Charlie. The sun's gone off everything. It's getting quite morose now after our lovely day. Goodness me. 27th of May 2013, 2 a.m. She's talking to the other lorikeets. About to sleep. Cooked pumpkin soup from 11:30 p.m. Then did my dishes. Then enjoyed slurping my lovely soup. Now fat-bottomed, full-bellied and satiated. This wild domestic goddess who only emerges during full moons and storms can retire for the night. 27th of May 2012. I drained some of the stale water out of the small pond at the rear of my house and refilled it with some nice fresh water. Might be able to see the 2 feeder goldfish now. I moved one of the water lilies into the front pond and topped that up. I need to buy some more larger goldfish after the heron supped a few weeks back. I also watered most of the garden, but it got cold and dark. I had to call Q-Build out again as I saw I had a sewerage problem yet again. So that was rather annoying and stinky. They're going to put in a report, so maybe it will finally be fixed properly. Try 4 years later. Oh, and the Queensland government finally installed insulation in my ceiling cavity a few days ago, so that will help with energy costs. Woohoo. 27th of May 2011. Having serious withdrawals from not having the pewter, but Peter is going to see if it can be fixed, and if not, there is a possibility I can buy a second-hand one. So I won't be on Facebook much, so ring me if you need me. Not that anyone ever rings me. 27th of May 2010. Tomorrow I am off to photocopy more shit. I mean relevant and hopefully incriminating documents for my lawyer, and to post it off. I wonder when it will all end. I'm sure this is the last of it, so I guess it will end soon. It didn't. It took another 2.5 fucking years. Dear goddess. The upside is my compost is full of dead tree byproducts. I hope it makes compost and or some kind of papery mulch, because something good must come out of all of this. And thus concludes today's readings of Even Date. Hallelujah, brother, sisters, people of earth. The sun's gone off my land and it's now quite cold and miserable. It was a beautiful day today and I was blessed. All of Brisbane was blessed with a lovely day today. So, thank you, Hashem. And quite tired now, quite tired. I should take the Charlie for a quick walk, but there's a bit of a nip in the air. So we'll have to get in the habit of walking just after lunch when it's still quite nice and warm and pleasant. Not late afternoons where it's a chill and it goes all icky and horrible. But anyway, it is what it is, people. So, wherever you are in the space-time continuum, have a beautiful day, afternoon, evening or night, and choose to be happy and be blessed. And yes, live happily ever after in your own individual sacred space, homes and garden. Bye for now from Titania's Realm.